and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is the ABCs of Canva. My name is Claire Shook, and I'm your host today. Next slide. This workshop is brought to you by the West Business Development Center. The West Business Development Center is a nonprofit funded by the Small Business Administration, the SBA. We are both a small business development center, and we are the Women's Business Center for Mendocino and Lake County. Next slide, please. Through this, we offer a numerous variety of different services. We provide free one-on-one counseling and training. We also provide free webinars, loan packets, and advising to small business owners and entrepreneurs during every stage of business development. So whether you're just starting out with an idea or you've been in business for many, many years, we have resources that can help you run your business. We have a whole host of expert advisors who are able to help you in practically any field of business, whether it's permitting, HR, marketing, e-commerce, pretty much anything. So if you'd like to learn more about becoming a West client, we'd really encourage you to visit our website or give our office a call. Next slide, please. And here is just a quick disclaimer, which you can take a closer look at when you receive your copy of the PowerPoint, or you can also take a look at our website where you can find this information. But I don't want to hold things up anymore because, like I said, we've got a lot of really great information to get through. So I'd like to introduce our amazing instructor today, Leila Morcel. Please take it away.
Thank you so much. Hello, small business owners. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for the ABCs of Canva. Canva is a graphic design platform that's used to create social media graphics, presentations, posters, documents, and other visual content. And at this point, you can use Canva for so many things, it's dizzying. So we'll touch on a little bit of that at the end, but today we're going to focus on just learning the basics of how to work the program so that you can confidently do anything you need to do in Canva. So we are going to cover creating an account, a little bit of user orientation so you know where things are on your screen. We're going to design something using a template so you'll see what that process is like. It's great to start out with a template. It covers so much. We will download that template in a format that you can use. Then I'll show you how to start a design from scratch and build it from the ground up. And then we'll upload some photos. So I'll show you how to upload your own photos to Canva. They have a ton of stock photography and graphics, but you might want your own stuff. And then we'll talk a little bit about free versus a paid account. For the first half of this presentation, everything that I'll be doing in a free account that I made just for this class. So you'll be able to see what you can do just with the basics. And then I'll show you some of the more powerful capabilities that Canva has. And then I will take you through Canva Unleashed, which is like all the amazing things you can do from t-shirts to coasters. You'll go nuts. So a little bit about me. I am a co-founder at the Red House Co-working Space, which is on Main Street in Fort Bragg. I've been using Canva for 3 years. I'm totally self-taught. I am not in any way affiliated with Canva. So buy it, don't buy it, all the same to me. I just want to share some skills because I have found this program to be absolutely invaluable. So the first thing we're going to do is create an account. I'm sorry, it's another account. You just need your name, your email, and another password in the infinite list of passwords that we all have. Maybe write your password down or save it in your keychain. So once you create an account, they'll send you a link. You will go to your email, whatever email you gave them, access that link, and this is where you will end up, which is the homepage for Canva. Don't get overwhelmed. A lot of these things all take you to the same place. So when this page shows up, the first thing that we'll look at is all your designs, which will be over here on your left under recommended for you. That's where everything that you're working on is going to live. So you can come back and work on it later. templates up at the top is a really easy link to where Canva stores all their templates, and that's a nice drop down. But generally, I would say start with the search bar because then you won't get lost. Just ask it for what you want. So we are going to start by making a Facebook event cover. And if you search in that search bar for Facebook event cover is the first thing that comes up. They're also going to offer you all sorts of more specific templates. You can just ignore that. So for this webinar, I made up someone named Mimi. Mimi started a zero waste nursery in the empty lot next to her house, and she is hosting her first holiday event. In that event, her guests will fill pre-decorated egg cartons with some mix and match succulents while enjoying some hot apple cider. Sounds like a really fun event. So we are going to make Mimi a Facebook event cover, and then we are going to build her a matching Instagram post from the ground up using the free version. So let's dive in. So I am going to get out of this and I am going to sign in to the account that I made, which is not the Red House account because that account I pay for. So here's our free account. And we are going to search for Facebook event cover. And here it is. Canva knows what the sizing should be. So you don't have to worry about sizing it correctly for Facebook. That's already in there. So don't get overwhelmed by this huge amount of templates that you see before you. This is a really good opportunity to look over at these filters. We're going to view more, and you should check in with your brand identity. So just think about your personal style a little bit. Mimi, this person that I created, likes rustic. So I'm going to click on rustic. And that's going to narrow down the options to something that's a little bit less scary. So I think that Mimi likes this template right here. When in doubt, go simple. Everything is changeable. Everything is editable. You can add stuff. You can remove stuff. Just pick something that you feel good about and we'll start working on it. So okay, basic orientation on this page. Over on your left here, we've got templates, elements, uploads, text, and more. For right now, the important thing is that elements is where all of your graphics are stored. Uploads, I'll show you later. Don't worry about it now. And text is how we edit our text. But the first thing that we are going to do is rename our file. It's super important that you rename your file with something that once you download it onto your computer will make it easy for you to know what the purpose of this file is. So we're going to rename this Mimi's Succulent Event Facebook cover because you're probably going to be designing other things. So you want to label it with what it is, and sometimes even the date if you're going to be designing a lot of them. So let's see. That looks pretty good. I'm going to give it the date because she's going to do this on 12/1/2021. And that means that if you close your page or you go to something else or you lose it, you'll be able to find it really easily. Okay, so let's see. So let's start by changing some text. So Nicholas and Stephanie are going to go away. We are going to double click, which is going to highlight this text. I'm going to change this to succulents. Oh, and look what it did. It moved this around. Don't worry about that. We're going to highlight that and change that to cider. So if you click away from the text, you can go back, you can grab it and move it around. You'll notice that these pink guidelines appear to help you know when you are centered. So dotted lines show you your alignment with other elements on the page, so you can see if your text is lined up square in relation to itself. The solid lines show you your relation, your orientation in relation to the page. So are you centered on the page? Are you within a border? You'll get used to it. It's really, really handy. So we're going to change this to 3 to 7 p.m. because that's when it's happening. And this event is going to be on December 1st, 2021. Okay, you guys all still with me? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to shrink or enlarge text. So if you click on the text, you'll notice that some dots appear in your corners, and there's also a little slidey bar. So the dots show you can shrink and enlarge the text like that by just pulling, click and drag. Or if you want to squeeze the text so that it pops down because you're working within, you want it to fit within a border, you can do that here. So the slidey bar doesn't change the size of the text. It just squeezes the width. Your corners will scale your text up and down. You can also come up here to this little plus and minus. So for whatever text you're highlighting, it shows you your plus and minus here, or you could type it in if you want something exact. So you could scale it up here, scale it down, if you just want to do tiny increments. So I'm going to center this text here. And let's see, what's next? So now we are going to add some graphic elements. Oh, I should tell you, if you want to change the color on text, it's up here under your little text color box, and you can come in and change it to hot pink, which looks terrible. So that's how you do that. So let's say we're going to add some graphic elements. So we're going to come over here. We're going to click on elements. Canva has an absolutely insane amount of graphic elements. One of the differences between the free account and the paid account, though, is that for the free account, you can purchase graphics a la carte. They're $1 each, but you have to pay for them, and you'll do that when you download them. So I'm going to search for succulents. Did I spell that wrong? There we go. Succulents. And here's what comes up. So there's a bunch of stuff. It's a combination of photos and graphics. I'm going to filter for graphics. And I am looking for succulents that don't have the crown next to them, because the crown indicates that they're only available for people with a pro account, unless you want to pay $1. And let me tell you, they can add up fast. So I'm going to grab this succulent here, and I'm going to put him right there. And then I'm going to grab another one that's free. So I'm going to put this one over here. Okay. So you'll notice that this little square up in the corner has turned black. And that's because this succulent is black. You can't do this for the ones that are already colored in, but the ones that are black and white, you click on that color, and at the top under your color panel, you see that says document colors. And so Canva already knows the colors that your document is using. So if you want to change the color, you just click on it, and we'll click on this other one and make that yellow too. And it makes it really easy to get your design looking really clean and cohesive. So that's a good trick. Okay. So next, I'm going to show you how to add a little bit more text. When designing for something like a Facebook post or Instagram or anything on social media where people are going to be scrolling, I recommend that you keep text to a minimum. You have a little bit more leeway for print materials because I think people are holding it and they'll take a little bit more time reading it. When you're designing for social media, more graphics, less text, because people are just going to scroll past it. But I'm going to add one more thing for Mimi on this Facebook event cover. So we're going to click on the text panel over here on the left, and 3 things come up: heading, subheading, and a little bit of body text. I wouldn't really worry. It doesn't matter which one you click on because you're probably going to be changing the font and the size anyway. This is just 3 preloaded fonts. I will show you later how those work. Don't worry about it now. So I'm going to click on add a heading. Oh, it's huge. Okay. And I am going to change this font to Beliza because I decided that I like that. And I'm going to shrink it, all the way down to something that looks manageable. So Mimi wants people to know that this is a zero waste event. So she's going to say, mix and match succulents to create zero waste gifts. Great. That's a little bit wide. So I'm going to grab one of these slidey bars and squeeze it down a little bit. I'm going to click away from it and then click back onto it and put it right in the middle. And there's my pink line telling me I'm right in the middle. Maybe we'll make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so everything is pretty well spaced out. Oh, by the way, pro tip, if you are adding new text, it's a really good idea to orient your text box in a place on your screen that is in the negative space so that when you start typing, it makes it a lot easier to see if you are making any spelling errors. So when I brought my text box in, if I was trying to type in the middle, it'd make it really hard for me to see what was going on. So give yourself a nice background. Okay. I think we are looking pretty good. So we have made Mimi a nice Facebook event cover. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to download it. So you click on download, and let me move me over here. So if you have the free version of Canva, it doesn't give you as many options for downloading, but that's okay because the one that you want for social media is a PNG. So if you click on this dropdown, it gives you a little explanation of what each of these file types can do. PNGs are high quality images. Now you'll see that the size is automatically loaded at 1, which means don't worry about it. Facebook has an algorithm that will compress all of your files. So even if you put this all the way, even if you put this all the way up, which you can only do in the paid version, it's not going to make a difference. So don't worry about it. You have given it a good name. It'll make sense to you later. So you can just click download. If you design something that's like just a little graphic and you're going to email it to someone and they have MCN or, an internet connection where it would take a really long time to load, I'd suggest a JPEG. If you're designing something to print, I would recommend a PDF if you're going to be emailing it, and a PDF print if you are making something like brochures or something like that, because usually printers like a larger file to work with. Okay, so Mimi is going to click download, and your download will show up in your downloads, and you can post it to Facebook. So let's see. Now, what we are going to do is I am going to show you how to design a Facebook, Instagram story that matches this Facebook event cover. So you can get a look that's very cohesive across your social media. But you don't, if you're in the free version, Canva makes it a little bit hard to resize. So if you're in the paid version, you just click resize and you tell it the thing you're trying to resize it to, and it does a lot of it automatically. That's okay. We are going to go back to home, and instead of going into search, which will take you to templates, this time we are going to click on create a design. And we want an Instagram post. It's one of the first things that comes up because everyone's making Instagram posts. So here we go. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot something really important. So we're going to go back to succulents and cider. If you are in the free version, it's really important to write down your colors. This is another way to get away with using the free version. So when you click on your succulents or anything like that, and you click on your color square up at the top, and your color panel comes up, if you hover over each color, a little hash mark with a code comes up. And these are the codes for your colors. And you're going to write these down. So we have 353223, ECBC2E, and this other one, a little bit of a brighter yellow. So you're going to write those down, and you're also going to click on your text. And on each one of these text box, you can see up in the top here, the font that you're using. So you're going to write down your colors and your fonts, and then we'll have what we need to build our Instagram post from the ground up. So we've got Aleo Light, and Beliza, I suppose. Okay, here we go. Back to our Instagram post. This is here. I'm going to start over. Create a design, Instagram post. Okay. So you wrote down your colors and your fonts. The first thing we're going to do is click on the background, and a little rainbow pops up. So now we're going to come up to this search bar, and we are going to type in, let's see. Okay. We're going to type in hashtag 353223. And there is our color. So this is our background, and you'll see why I wrote down that color. It's very dark, but if you go to elements, which is where all your graphics are stored, I tried to search for a metal background to match it to the Facebook event cover, and they didn't have anything that I liked. So I'm going to get some texture by looking for a wood white background like that. And I'm looking for something that doesn't have a crown on it. So here's one, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right over here. Okay. Right over there. So just like with the text, you can use your slidey bars in the middle to expand it up, expand it down, and expand it over. And now I'm going to come up to this little transparency icon here, and I'm going to turn the transparency down so that that background comes through. And that is looking pretty good. I am going to go over to text. I'm going to add a heading, and I'm going to change my font to Aleo because that's what we were using before. And then I'm going to change the text color to the one that I wrote down, which is, it's a little bit tedious, but that's okay. ECBC23. And there is our color. And I'm going to change this to say succulents plus cider. Give that a little space. And then we're going to do it again with a subheading, which is now yellow. Don't worry about your spacing. We can change all this later. And this is going to say 3 to 7 p.m. And it was, and because this is a little smaller, I'm going to say, instead of December, I'm going to say 12, 1/2021, just to tighten everything up a little bit. And I'm going to change that color to white. White is always one of the options it gives you. And that font in the other one was Aleo Light, which I wrote down. And then I'm going to move these so they're centered. There we go. We are going to put going to get rid of wood background. We're going to look for succulents again. And we're going to put in the same succulents like we did before. Give me the graphics. There we go. And again, we are going to change them to get rid of that. And it knows the document colors now. So now we can just click on them and match them here. And one more time, we have to type in what this event is about. Mix and match succulents to create zero waste gifts. Okay. We'll put that in white. We will make it Beliza because that's what we had before. And we squeeze it down. Okay, we're getting really close. Let's play with this a little bit. Maybe we should shrink these down. They're taking up too much space. We'll set that guy in the corner there. Put that there. That looks good. Now here's the thing that's missing is the string lights at the top. But we can get around that. They don't have to be perfectly matched. In fact, maybe it's better if they're not too matchy-matchy. So I'm going to go over to Elements, and I'm going to search for string lights. And here's what comes up. So this one at the top is free. I'm going to click on it twice. pull that up to the top. I like the look of that one. This one, I'm going to come up to the top here and click flip. And I'm going to flip it horizontally. And then I'm going to shrink it down a little bit so that it looks like it's kind of behind. In fact, if you come up to position, you can put it forward or behind, and you can tell that the only option is forward. So we know that this one is a little bit behind the other one. So I click on this one, scooch it up to the top in the corner, and that looks like a pretty good event. What do you think? Okay. So if that felt like everything I was doing was really fast and you're hardly following it, don't worry, because everything that I did, I have in slides, and you'll be able to access them later. So you can go at your own pace. Everything has red arrows, so you'll be able to see. Don't worry about it. Just going to scooch over because the sun is right in my face here. Okay. So let's go back to our slides. I'm going to sign out of this account and go into the paid account. And that is the account I have for the Red House. Okay, here we are. We are back at Canva. And as you can see, there are a lot of slides that take you through everything. So we are going to go all the way. There's our string lights. There's our copies. Okay. So just like the other one, when you're done with your Instagram post, you're going to double check your post, your title, and then you're going to download it onto your computer. Or, pro tip, Instagram very much makes it a lot easier for you to upload content from your phone. So Canva has an app. You can download Canva's app, and once you make a post on your computer, you can then sign in with the app on your phone, and then you just click download and it goes right to your phone's camera reel. That makes it so much easier to upload to Instagram. If you made a post for an Instagram story, I recommend that instead of your graphics, like your 2 succulents, I recommend that you leave those places blank, just put in the text. And then when you're in Instagram, when you're going to make the story, you can put in your stickers there. And that, for some reason, in my experience, makes your files load a lot faster. I don't really understand why. Okay. I'm going to show you about uploading media when we're in the paid version. So free versus paid. The biggest difference, if you're in the free version, you can pay $1 per image and you can pay for them a la carte. It makes it really hard to resize things, but you can get away with that by building from the ground up. The free version doesn't have a brand kit, which I'll show you when we go into the paid version, what the brand kit can do. It limits some of your download formats, but you probably won't notice that unless you're at the point for your business where you maybe want to get the paid version because you are using Canva almost kind of like as your graphic designer. You can't upload logos or custom fonts, and you have to write down your colors. Other than that, you can pretty much do anything you need to do in the free version. The paid version is $119 a year. Resizing is really easy. So all you would do if you had your Facebook event cover is you would click resize, and it would ask you what size you wanted, you'd say Instagram post, and it just mushes everything into that shape. You can also build a brand kit, which is custom color palettes, fonts. I'll show you that in a second. You can add logos, and you have unlimited color palettes. So let's see what the paid version can do. Okay. Hey. Okay. So we're going to go back here. Nope. Okay. We're going to go back here. And we're going to take a look at the brand kit, which is over here on the left. We're now in the account that we have for the Red House co-working space. So things might be a little different. In the brand kit, the first thing is you can save an unlimited number of colors. It's really helpful to have a unified color palette across all of your social media, print materials, and everything. It helps keep all your communication looking clean and cohesive. You can change it over time. It's just nice to keep it consistent at any one point. Colors are really tricky, and Canva is really nice because they have palettes that they have selected for you, and you can just scroll through them. Color matching is absolutely a science. So that has turned out to be very helpful. The other thing is you can upload a logo. So you're just going to click on this plus under brand logos. Here in my downloads is a logo that I made for Mimi's Succulents. Here it is. And this is a file. You can see if you zoom in that it's got black and white squares behind it. What that means is that the background is transparent. And so you can drop it on top of other backgrounds and it'll look really clean and you won't have a white square behind it. And look at that. Canva sucked all of the colors out of Mimi's Succulents logo. So I'm going to keep these. And then as I'm designing other content, I'll be able to keep all of this really cohesive. So for your brand fonts, it gives you the option for headings, subheadings, and body. So this was the thing we saw in our text box for when we were editing. It gives you 3 options. You can store 3 in here. You can store what sizes you want them. And you can edit these. And that means that every time you click on a heading, a subheading, or body, it'll come up as the font that you have chosen for your brand font, which makes it a lot faster to work. Let's see. What else? So we're going to go to home. And I'm going to just show you what Mimi can do. Her business has expanded. Let's just say she's gotten very popular. Mimi is now expanding into the lot next to her house and she's looking for investors. So she's got a pitch deck and she's building her pitch deck. So she turned this template into this. She turned this into this. So just with the skills that I've just taught you, this into this, and then she's getting a little more advanced. So this becomes this, this becomes this. Now here's an interesting one. So this is an image that I put into this frame. So we're going to double click on it and you can see this is an image of somebody growing their money. Isn't that cute? And it's in this frame here. So it stays in this circle shape. So let's go back to home. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to upload photos. So let's click on create a design. Go away. And we just want any background. Here's an Instagram post. Over in Elements, we are going to search for frames. Frames is this thing that comes up where there's a little landscape inside the shape. We're going to scroll through these shapes. You can see some of them have no border, and some of them have down here. This one has a little border. I like a little border because it looks clean. So here is our frame. And now I want to upload my own photo that's going to go inside that frame. So I'm going to go to uploads. I'm going to upload media. And here on my desktop is a picture of a very cute, friendly little ermine that's going to upload. I'm going to grab that guy. And at first, Canva wants to put it in the background. But if you put your cursor over inside the frame, he goes into the frame. And then you double click on him and pull him into the middle. And when you click away from it, he's in the frame, and you can shrink and enlarge it and put it wherever you want. I'm going to give this a background. So again, we click up in the rainbow square, and I think maybe, I don't know, a friendly blue. That's a little much. Ah! How about that? Our poor weasel. Okay. Geez. How about that? So you can now come and put some text over this. Here you go. Hi. And this is the sort of thing, once you get accustomed to Canva, you will use this for everything. You will be sending cards to your friends. You'll go crazy. Okay. Let's see. I think that we are on our last page here. Okay. So we're going to go back to slide 45 here. And all the slides that I'm skipping, you can download, and that has everything that I just did. So let's see. So I think the West Company has a short survey for you guys to fill out. Yeah, do you want to dive in, Clara?
Yeah. So I am going to go ahead and launch this quick poll. The poll should pop right up in front of you. If it does, I would recommend double checking to make sure you don't have any part of your Zoom window minimized, and that'll usually help if you can't find it instantly. But these questions are really helpful for us because they allow us to hear from you, the small business owners and entrepreneurs, what you'd like to see from us next as far as a workshop, how this information was useful. We really care about hearing directly from you so that we can make sure that we're creating relevant content that you find useful and helps you with your business. These poll questions are also really important because they help us maintain our funding so that we can keep providing these free resources and have such wonderful expert instructors teach us all about how to use Canva. And we had a business structure workshop yesterday and all the sorts of different things. So I'm going to leave that up for another 30 seconds. And I see some folks are already filling them out the questions. Thank you so much. And yeah, we do have a couple of questions if you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, super. Let's see. Our oldest question is from Tim. Tim says, how can I use Canva to create monthly menus with scanned template from stock paper and then add text to it, then upload to my website?
Wait, okay, hold on. So let's go take this one by one. So monthly content, if you have a paid account, you go to the content planner, which is right under your brand kit. And a calendar will come up. And I believe that as you create your content, you can save it in your calendar and it'll come up when it's supposed to be used that day, which is really helpful for just keeping everything organized. What was the second part of your question? What are you're scanning something?
Yes, let's see. Tim said, how can I use Canva to create monthly menu with scanned template from stock paper and then add text to it and then take that and upload to my website? Okay, so
scanned. Okay, so here's what you would do. You would go to home. You would create a design that's in the dimensions that you're going to want to print in. So let's say that you want just a standard like page. So it was a menu.
Yeah.
Okay. So menu is 8.5 by 11. So you're going to click on menu. And can I get rid of this webinar poll on my side?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Go for it. And I'm actually just going to shut it down.
Okay. So you're going to create it, the size that you want to print, which is 8.5 by 11. Then you're going to come to uploads. You're going to upload media. So you're going to upload that scan of what you want to design on top of. And once you have that, so let's say, I don't have your copy of it, but that's what you do. So you would upload the background. And then once you had your background, you would just come with your text and you would just put your text over your background and type it on top of that. Does that answer your question? Hope?
Let us know in the chat, Tim, if you have any clarifying points. So moving on to the next question that came through, we have a question from Mark. Mark says, you mentioned events to go on Instagram story. Does this mean it does not go on an static Instagram post and expires in the story? Makes sense?
Okay, so Instagram posts, they stay there. Instagram stories disappear, I think, in 24 hours. Instagram posts, you can't put animated stickers. Instagram stories, you can. Actually, I don't know if they've changed that. But I know that the reason that I recommend, if you're going to do Instagram stories, that you don't put the graphics in is because when you go to download the file onto your phone, because you're going to be posting it on Instagram, so you're going to need to get it to your phone. The file can sometimes be a little large or a little clunky. And because Instagram has so many stickers inside Instagram when you're making your stories, I have found that it just doesn't make sense to try to be downloading that little 5-second video clip, because it's a different file format than if you're just downloading a static image. What was the question? Can you read it again?
Yes, absolutely. You mentioned to go on Instagram story. Does this mean it does not go on a static Instagram post and expires in the story?
Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
Super. And Mark had a second part to that question, if I may. And also, this is for Facebook event only, or a static page to use for a Facebook group? Kind of related question. Thanks.
Yeah. So I just chose a Facebook event because I had to pick something to build. But let's go through the sheer volume of templates that Canva gives you. So let's click on templates. In social media, There are Instagram stories, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, everything that you could possibly imagine. There's like LinkedIn banners. There, and they add so much more that every time I load Canva, there's a whole bunch more stuff. So, you know, anything that you're trying to do in terms of graphic design, Canva probably already knows what it is, what the sizing needs to be. You know, they seem to be really on it.
Absolutely. And just saying for myself as a marketing consultant, I have used Canva for everything from brochures to social media posts to websites, name it, Canva has it. Next question is from Andrea. Does Canva only use bold colors, or do they have any with texture or granulated for background and text?
Yes. Okay, you're getting into advanced Canva stuff, but I can answer this. So let's say that you create a design. You just an Instagram post. I just use that because it's just a square. So we go into text. We're going to put in something. Question. We're going to size this up. Here we go. And there's a dizzying number of fonts. So you can go crazy looking through the fonts. Let's say we do that. And then you click up here on effects. I mean, there's no way that I could cover everything that Canva does in 45 minutes. Here's one of the best things. So, there's all these different like effects that you can put on your text. You can also, okay, let's see. How do I explain this? There are also a bunch of fonts in here. Let's look for textured fonts. There are things like that, you know, maybe if you told me more like what you were looking for, I could find it in here. Do you think you could type in, like, give me a clue about what kind of texture you're thinking?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, let us know
in the chat. In the meantime, or wait, let's see. A color.
Okay. Okay, so here's something that it can do. So let's say that you wanted to say something like, thank you. So if you type thank you into your elements, which is where your graphics live, you'll notice if you select for graphics, there are so many already done thank you stickers. You can click on this little slidey bars up here and you can filter for static or animated. So let's say we want static because you just want something colored. And here you go. Thank you. Or thank you. And for this one, so this one has 4 colors and they give them to you up at the top. This one has 2. They give it to you at the bottom. Click on that color and you can change it to anything your heart desires. Go crazy.
Thank you so much for answering all these questions. We did have another question from Sasha. Sasha asks, could you walk through a simple poster with uploaded images? Yes. Just bear in mind, we've only got a couple minutes left before the top of the hour.
That's okay. That's fine. So let's say that we're doing a simple poster with uploaded images. So you're going to go to your uploads. So let's say that you're making a poster with a weasel. Here's our weasel. The biggest difference. So let's say that you're going to put some text on it. there it is. You're going to make your text white. You're going to make it huge. Whatever you're going to do on your poster, you're going to design it. You love it. When you go to download it to be a poster, the biggest difference is that you're going to up the size, because you can do that in the paid version. And then I would suggest doing probably a PDF print, because if you're going to send it to your printer, they're going to want that format. Unless your poster is only graphics, and then I would do SVG, which is sharp vector graphics, because then the printer can scale it up or down, if they need it a little bit different. So, that's not really my area of expertise, but you can definitely do posters with uploaded photos. Yeah.
And if have, say, only the free version, they can still put it to PDF print and make a poster.
Yes.
Just the same, pretty much.
Yeah, just the same.
Okay, super. Thank you. Well, we're nearly out of time. I'm not seeing any new questions, except for calls for yet another Canva tutorial, because everyone else is seeing exactly how awesome of a tool this is. So I think we're at all of the questions, and we're nearly at the top of the hour. So just a huge thank you, Leah, for being with us, for sharing all of this amazing knowledge. And just as a quick reminder, we will be emailing a link of the recording so you can look back and watch her do everything in as many times or as in slow motion as you like. And you'll also be receiving all of her helpful slides, which will be really great. And let's see, one more quick question actually just came through, and we've got another minute. So if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quick question from Susan. Can you review how to get the image to your phone? So particularly for like Instagram.
Yes. Okay. How to get the image onto your phone. So, you've made your account, you have made your graphic. Now you're going to go to the App Store and you're going to download Canva's app, and you're going to sign in to your same account. And all of a sudden, in the little area that says all my designs, all your designs are going to be there. And you're just going to click on the one that you want, and it's going to give you the option to download it to your camera reel. And you just click download to camera reel, and it shows up in your photos. And then you post it just like any other Instagram post or story or content or anything like that. But the magic ingredient is you need to get the Canva app, which is also free. So that is totally possible.
Yeah. And so useful. Okay. Well, we are at the top of the hour. A huge thank you again, Leah, for all the amazing.
Well, you're cutting out for a second. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for hosting this.
Coming for your awesome questions. We can't. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing everyone at another workshop soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.